Last time on Pole House Backpop Weekend Getaways, we took a tour of a French and British fort. And we started the day with breakfast strata. On this final episode of our Michigan trip, we give you a tour of this wonderful campground. We cross one of the scariest bridges I've ever been on. We visit some very interesting waterfalls. Look at that color. And we fixed baked spaghetti. Stick around.
I think they're done, hon. Well, I might have already given you a little bit of a tour of our campground, mainly just our campsite, but I figured I'd give you a better one before we forget and get ready to have to head back out of here. This is, of course, is our site here at Mill Creek Campground. The camper, and we have, of course, our picnic table, 30 amp hookup is around back, of course, and we have a fire pit right here. And if you walk across the road, beautiful wooden swing, sit right out here by Lake Huron, where we can watch the sunrise every morning. All right, then let's head back through this little walkway, little path. Head back a little bit back toward the center of the campground. It's crazy. I don't know how many campsites there are on this campground, but there's hundreds. I'll have to find out and post it down below how many there are, because we actually came in last night in the dark and took a wrong turn and got lost. So this is a big campground. What nice thing is, there's really neat is most all these campsites have these big trees and shrubs right around, so you have a lot of privacy between you and your neighbor. It's pretty cool. And on the back side, further back over there, there are 50 amp service, and they're longer units, of course, and I think there's some drop pull through ones, so you can get back pretty far off the bigger units. And let's see, and we have, of course, a basketball court. And of course we have the playground for kids of all ages. Now we're right off here. Pretty short walking distance to the restrooms. I also have these neat little, let me get closer here, wood carving art throughout the campground. Pretty cool. There's an eagle and an owl, and a bear. Nice, clean restrooms. Come around to the back side of the restrooms. Oh, we have the shower house. And we have good hot water, pretty good pressure right behind the shower house. Of course, we have the swimming pool. Now we'll keep walking on back beyond the swimming pool. And believe it or not, hardly ever seen, we actually have emergency call only pay phone. I don't think there's anything left to pay on it though. And there we have a beautiful, really neat, fully equipped park store. Now some of these neat little four-wheel bike rentals. Kind of kid, you can put the little kids and your doggy in front and 2 pedals in here for side by side. Other things. I don't think they're a party. They're not included in your fee. You have to rent them. But it's here. Let's go check out the camp store. Thank you. Hi. About things that you might need if you forgot for your camper, like your 30 amp power cords, tent stakes, hammers, tie downs, bungees, water hose, and you can come in and get some fresh coffee, sodas, beer and wine. Pretty fully equipped store right here in the park. We also have pizza made to order. Sorry. And of course you get firewood we can purchase. That pretty much covers most of the amenities here. They do not have a laundromat, but there's one up in Mackinac City, just a couple of miles away, but it doesn't open until 9 o'clock in the morning. So we find out that when you do that early in the morning, that doesn't work too good. So, yep, pretty neat, beautiful campground. I'll go around to try to take a little walk to the north side so we can kind of see what's up there too along the lake shore. We'll head up there next. And of course, didn't mention before, besides camp spots, they also have numerous cabin rentals. These are a couple of small ones, and they have some bigger ones probably for families, you know, probably 6 or 8 people you can camp at and rent. Okay, now we are on the north side of the campground, and we're seeing North Shore, Lake Huron. Got this little area is kind of cool because they've got this basically a day camp or a daytime hangout, and they got little fire pits here, and just a nice beach. And I'll have to see if we can get a little closer view, but up in way over there, not far, a couple miles, is Mackinac Bridge. And back over this way is the Mackinac Island. And one thing that a lot of the locals do, and some people come from a long way, is they come along and they set up all along this beachfront on the 4th of July, because when darkness sets in, 4th of July, on each side of the bridge, they have a really good fireworks display. So it's pretty amazing, they say, to come here and watch the fireworks right from this beach here in the campground. And I think you can come in. I don't know what it costs to come in just to do this for the day, but they say it's pretty amazing. So that pretty much does the campground tour here at Mill Creek. It's a pretty nice campground for the privately, family owned, been here for many years. Of course, it's closed in the wintertime like most everything around here because it gets pretty cold up here, so it closes probably after October, I think. So it won't open up till spring. So. Yeah, did you pay on the other side, right?
Yes.
See, there's the hot dog.
Hot diggity. Right.
What's the speed limit through here?
45.
You're speeding.
Sometimes it goes slower, depending on how much sway.
People always go quicker, but I'm just gonna.
Of course.
I'm gonna go nice and easy here. Here comes a freighter. Or
I know, Frank. I know.
Lake Michigan. And Lake Huron.
So we're wrapping up our trip over the Mackinac Bridge here, which connects the lower peninsula of Michigan to the upper peninsula of Michigan. Mackinac Bridge is about 5 miles long and is the longest extension bridge in the United States' northern hemisphere. Thank you, sir.
Enjoy the nice weather.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're on our way to Tahquamenon Falls up in the Upper Peninsula. A lot of people refer to it as the UP. And this is our first view of Lake Superior. Lake Superior is the largest and the deepest of all 5 Great Lakes.
Okay. I need to get my feet wet. They'll be in all 5 lakes if I do that.
Okay, Angel, you gonna get your feet wet?
Foot.
Oh, you're gonna get 1 foot wet?
Yep.
Got a foot wet?
Ooh, it's not cold.
Really? So now you've gotten your at least 1 foot wet in
All 5 lakes.
all 5 of the Great Lakes. Of course, not on this trip, but 3 of them on this trip.
We came one time to Vermont, and we did Lake Erie, and what was the other lake? The Canada one, Ontario.
Well, Lake Ontario and Lake Erie, yeah.
Yeah.
When we went, stopped off at Niagara Falls.
Yep.
You may be wondering why the water in the falls is the color of tea. Here is the reason.
The water of Tahquamenon Falls is brown or a golden color due to the fact that the tannins from the trees on the north of the river falls into them, and the tannins bleed into the river.
So they're not contaminated.
No, no, it's not contaminated at all. Tannins, well, like tea.
It's kind of a natural dye, is it?
Right. Yes, exactly. It's like people talk about the tannins from a tea bag, and you soak it, and then it turns brown. That's what makes tea turn brown, is the tannins, and it's a natural derivative from plant flora.
Thank you. made it all 94 down and 94 back up. Now I'll go see if I can find Angel somewhere here at the top.
Hey, you were gone an awful long time.
Well, it's a long way. It's not, probably another 100 yards that way, and then 94 steps down to the bottom.
Did you go all the way to the bottom?
Of course.
That's why you were so long. Okay,
Yep.
well, I'm glad I stayed here.
So the Upper Tahquamenon Falls are pretty cool.
Yeah, there are. I got some still pictures of it on my phone.
So we're gonna try to, it's a good quarter-mile walk.
No, it's a third of a mile.
Third of a
here.
mile, okay, third of a mile walk from the parking lot up to here, and then it's, like I say, 94 steps down to
And back
another
up.
boardwalk right next to the falls. So it's pretty. And like I say, if you don't go down the stairs, it's not too bad of a walk. Either it's paved and not too far uphill, but pretty good. Beautiful spot up here though to come and hike.
There was somebody that actually said the reason why the water was brown was because it had acid in it. I almost said no.
Well, my first instinct would have been iron ore.
Yeah, it would have been
But,
mine too.
yeah.
But it's like tea from the
Yep.
evergreen.
Like Sheila said. Well, they say you can't come up north, Michigan being one of the places, without getting a pasty. And it is basically a pastry that's usually baked. And this happens to be a chicken one. And I believe that the history is that the local miners would make them, and they would be able to very easily pack them as for the lunches, and they'd pick them in their pockets or their the bags or whatever they had to be able to take them into the mines. So
We're gonna try this.
this one came, you can get these with or without gravy. We want to just kind of get one where we can just sample it and then pick it up and eat it. But it has chicken, potato, onion, and rutabaga, I think is what it said. So I think they're pretty famous up here.
Ooh, I like that.
Okay.
Yep, your turn. It's hard to eat. Oh yeah, that's good.
Kind of like a chicken pot pie.
Yeah,
In a way,
yeah, it is.
I haven't tasted it.
Anyways, we're gonna finish this.
It'll be really good with the gravy. They also had beef ones, but they were out of them for the day where we stopped, so we couldn't get beef. But chicken's really good. So
Well,
we're gonna have this snack.
and then we're gonna cook supper.
Yeah, then we're gonna start getting ready to cook supper.
Yeah.
And we just got back from today's adventure. So, all right, we'll see you in a bit. Okay, we made it back to camp, and it's our turn to cook supper tonight. So the original plan was to do this last night, but if you watched probably last week's video, we had probably what 40-mile-an-hour winds, probably, or something like that. So we didn't do it. So tonight it's a beautiful night. So we got a fire going, and we got tripod in a 10-inch deep hanging above it. It's getting good hot temperature because we're going to be frying to start with. So, okay. I'm going to start breaking it up just a little bit. Everything's kind of hot, so I'm going to have to put my glove on quick. It's always a cooking over fire, but that's what we got to do to get this cooked. Of course, nice hot fire to fry. Start breaking it up just a little bit. Okay. To that, we're using hamburger tonight. A lot of times we use like pork sausage, whatever kind you want, whatever you like a breakfast sausage, a spicy Italian sausage, or combination. Any of that would really work good, but we had hamburger that we had brought that we really needed to use rather than buying sausage. We're using the hamburger. We're going to season it up, several different things. So whatever you got, whatever you like in your spaghetti, of course, it's good. So try to stay out of the prevailing winds. Italian seasoning.
Hard.
some black pepper. No shaker, so I'm just gonna have to be careful. Okay. You could do fresh chopped onion. We're using dry minced onion tonight. That's what we like a lot of times. Get that onion flavor with that big chunks of onion, because Angel's not an onion fan, especially if it's big chunks of stuff. This works good for us. Some salt. And if you had seasoned salt, which you do a lot of times, which you don't this time, we would probably add that instead. And if you had fresh garlic, either one you like, tonight we're using garlic powder. Okay. Put my glass back on. Try to get the preventing lens from wiping my eyes out. Give it another good stir. Doesn't take long. Once your meat's about brown, we're ready to go to the next step.
It's not quite there yet, is it?
Almost. Not quite. A couple more minutes, it'll be ready.
Yep, we'll come back when it's
We'll
ready.
be right back. Okay. All right, Angel, looks like that meat has gotten brown, right?
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, all right.
Now it's my turn, isn't it?
You gonna take over?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll let you take over. Okay.
Here, you take that.
I'm taking over this part.
Now, this is so hard. It's 1 jar of spaghetti sauce.
Whatever brand you like.
So this is Prego, flavored with meat. I don't think we need this spider in our water. And then
It's gonna be what, 2 jars of
2
water?
jars, but I always stop the first one halfway.
Yeah.
And I shake it up real good to get all the goody yum yum out.
Now, the reason you are doing this is because you're
We're
going to be...
putting just raw, hard tossed in spaghetti noodles.
So, it's a 1-pot dish. You don't have to waste trying to get hot water going, boil the pasta, drain it, add it to it. I mean, it really works
It
good.
only works in cast iron that I found.
You tried it one time in just a regular non-stick and it kind of just turned into
No, it
globby.
wasn't a non-stick.
Wasn't
It was real silver. What are those? Stock pot.
Oh, okay. The regular stainless steel stock pot. Now you use the spaghetti, but you could use kind of whatever kind of
Linguine works well in this.
1 pound, right?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as it's 16 ounces, it works well.
Yeah.
12 ounces comes out a little rough.
Yeah, you need to get.
Now, to make it stir easier,
Break them in half.
I'm breaking them in half. Ooh, then, for Rayl and Liz. And I put the whole pound of pasta in there.
Yeah.
Oops, I lost one.
Now we're gonna have a whole pound of pasta in there. Close enough.
A pound and maybe a nano
ounce.
That one got wet, so we didn't keep it. And I dropped that one, I ain't picking it up. I don't believe in the 3-second rule out here. Yeah, guess what? That'd be a wee bit warm.
Yeah.
Now, the trick is to get this as covered with the spaghetti sauce as possible.
It looks kind of icky right now, but believe me, when it gets done, it's nice and thick and yummy.
Now, pro tip, though, as I can't see, you need to stir this often, like every 5 to 10 minutes.
And right now it's pretty low because we're frying. Won't be too long. We're gonna have to raise it up
Right.
because when it starts thickening,
You don't want that pasta or the marinara sauce to stick
yeah,
to the
because that
bottom.
tomato sauce.
So we'll show you a little bit of us stirring it, so we'll be
Yeah, that
back.
tomato sauce can stick pretty easy with the acid, and it's probably always got some sugar in it too. So yeah, we'll get it go a few minutes, get it heated up, and then we'll raise it up and keep stirring it. It's gonna take probably close to 45 minutes to an hour to get it. You'll know
This
it's done.
works well on your stovetop too if you've got a cast iron kitchen style.
And we've done it in the wintertime in the ovens. It's
Yeah.
a lot less likely to stick in that oven with that surrounded heat. So, okay, we'll be back. Okay. Angel, if you want to come up, you might get to see it.
Well, I'll just zoom in on it when we see it.
There's steam coming out up under the lid. So that means we've already stirred it twice. But now, with that steam coming up, you know it's boiling. So we want to be sure to go ahead and raise it now. So, I'm going to take it off for a second. And it needs a little bit of pain to raise up. So you got to get over on this side. Take up several links. This extra out of the way. These chains can get pretty hot, so you need some good insulated gloves.
Now stir it before you put it in.
Yeah, that'd be a
there.
good idea.
See how it's steaming real good and it's boiling.
Stir the noodles.
See, the noodles are starting to get real soft.
We're gonna make sure to stir it around so the noodle spaghetti doesn't stick together.
And I tell you, for those of you that think it's going to taste like face, I am here to tell you it does not.
No, it does not.
It's very
As soon as it
good.
gets nice and thick,
You take
pasta
it
will
off
be
and
done.
you eat it.
Yep. One pot pasta. Okay. The lid on, hang it back over the fire, let it keep cooking. See, we have to stir it about every 10 minutes.
Yep.
And we'll keep an eye on it. If it does start boiling again, we might have to raise it up again, but we probably won't. At this point, you don't need a whole lot of heat. Once everything gets hot, it doesn't take a very big fire. So sometimes you gotta raise it up pretty high so you don't get it cooking too hard. That's when you're not to scorch it on the bottom. So we'll be back.
Is it time to stir again, dear?
I think it's time to stir. Yes.
Oh yeah, it's boiling good now. Well, is it done, honey?
I think it's probably done. I'm gonna take it off because it's easier to deal with and I'll be away from the smoke a little bit. So
We got one more ingredient to add.
oh yep, I think it's getting
I
real
think
close.
it is too.
See how thick it's gotten? So it pretty much tells you that when the liquid is all absorbed and you get nothing but sauce left, you can pretty much guarantee that the pasta
It's done.
is done. Last,
Now, you don't have to do this step, but we like it a little
Yeah.
bit better.
we're using a little bit, this time we're using half and half. You can use cream, of course, which even be better,
Or evaporated milk.
or sour cream. Some people have used sour cream too, and give it a little, it kind of cuts the
Acidity.
acidic flavor of the tomato, makes it a little richer too. We used maybe a quarter cup at the most.
Now you got to bring it back up to
Yeah, it
10.
won't take too long because it's pretty much at a low boil anyway. So we'll hang it back over the fire for just a few more minutes.
So the next time you see us, we'll be eating supper.
That's right. Let me take her back.
Liquor.
I'm gonna do a spiel real quick.
That's good.
That's tasty. Yep.
Yes, it is.
Hope you all like it.
Very good.
So yeah,
That about does it for this weekend getaway. We hope you liked this video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up, which is a like. Subscribe on YouTube and share us on Instagram or Facebook. And that was subscribe on YouTube, not Facebook. And thank you for watching.
Yep.
Not only does that do this for this video, but also for our vacation. We would like to thank Frank, Sheila, and Camden for showing us such a great time.